Hello fellow YouTubers. Today is October 15th, 2016, and today would actually mark the 1 year and 1 month anniversary of me having this car. And like I kind of mentioned in my last video, I have not had any kind of issues with this car yet within my year of ownership until yesterday. So we finally have our first repair issue, and thank God it's not really that major of a repair. I don't consider it to be major, it's something minor, but it's also a cheap fix, and it might also be pretty easy to fix myself also. So let me just go ahead and show you what the issue is. So, as you can see here, I've got the standard climate control system. We'll go ahead and just turn it on. But if we go to 1, 2, and 3, we don't have any power. And it was working completely fine up until yesterday afternoon for some reason. So yeah. Now, I consider this to be like one of those things where you can have a car for like its entire lifespan and you'll never have to replace this particular item. It's, in my opinion, I think it's kind of a rare thing to go bad, but I know it happens. But this is going to be the fan blower motor resistor. And basically what that device does is it resists the amount of power going from the switch to the fan motor, which is tucked in behind the dashboard. So basically, when it's on 1, it's resisting a lot of power. When it's on 2, it's resisting a little less. When it's on 3, it's resisting even less than that. And then 4, there's no resistance at all. It's sending full power to the motor, which gives you your high speed. So if that goes bad, then there's nothing going from 1 to 3. So, I know a lot of cars actually have the resistor placed on the blower motor, which is usually right under the dashboard. But the glove box in this car is so low. I've got stuff in there. The fan motor and stuff, I believe, is actually located behind the glove box. So all we really have to do, I think, is just kind of lower this glove box door down. We'll empty it and lower it down, and we should be able to access everything right there without actually taking anything apart. So we have 76,884 miles on it. I know that's probably a big jump from the last time that you guys saw this car. I put about 2,000 miles on it. Over the last couple of weeks, we drove it down to Myrtle Beach and back. So that's where it stands now, 76,884. And the amount of mileage that I've put on it since day one is 10,266.6. So we're gonna go to the parts store, and I'm gonna buy this blower motor resistor. It's actually a pretty cheap part. It's like $20-some. And then, believe it or not, I have to make a stop at my brother's because the Grand Prix, for those of you who remember my Grand Prix, it's now my brother's, and he's having an issue with the power steering pump. It leaked a bunch of fluid from somewhere, so I have to take a look at that. So off we go to a wonderful morning of dealing with car repairs. I'll be back. Okay, so several hours later, after trying to help my brother diagnose the issue with the Grand Prix, which turned out to be a high pressure line which blew off of the power steering pump. Line needs to be replaced. That's where the latest Grand Prix issue seems to be. So he's in the process of getting that repaired, and I'm gonna work on mine now. So I got the replacement blower resistor, and this shouldn't be too complicated. So down here, first thing you want to do is empty the glove box, which I did already. And up here at the end of the glove box, there's like these tabs that keep the glove box from actually falling out. So what you want to do, I don't know if I can set the camera down, yeah, like that. Squeeze in the sides, and the glove box comes right down, like so. From there, you can see the HVAC box. So the blower motor and stuff should all be in there, and the resistor is right here, right at the top. So it's a little tight. This harness should just pull off. I didn't undo the battery or anything, but you know, as long as the ignition is off, you know, there's obviously no power getting to any of the climate controls. Alright, so it is off. I needed two hands to do it. There's a tab at the very top of this, and there's not really a whole lot of room, but there's a tab in here. You gotta try to push that down and then pull up on it at the same time. So that disconnects the resistor, and then there's the rest of it. So there is a bolt back here, and there's another one also right here beside it. Those are the only two bolts that hold that in there, and it sits right inside of the HVAC box. So I think from what I've read, it's an 8mm socket. So let's see, use my 8 right here. Let's see if that fits. And it does indeed. So let me go ahead and undo those screws. Okay, so those are the two screws there. Something tells me getting them back in is going to be kind of fun on its own. So with that being said, this, oh yeah, see? So it loosens up and it comes straight out like so. So we got to remember, this is how it goes in. The two tabs like this, that'll sit toward the bottom. So this is the fan blower motor resistor. That's interesting. Could be from the air conditioning or such. So as you can see, there's like 4 poles. I'm assuming that's maybe for each speed. So yeah, something that could either go bad at any time, something that may never go bad at all. So it looks exactly the same. There's our bottom tabs, so we will put it in just like this. Oh, okay. Oh, just like that. Okay, so once you find the slot, it'll slide right back down. And now we replace the 2 screws. Okay, I almost had a heart attack because I dropped the first screw already, and luckily I was able to get it out because I didn't know where it was going to go once it was back in there. So if you look at the old one, kind of gives you an idea of where these screws go. You can see the swirl marks. So the lower left hole and then the upper right hole, I'm thinking, is where they go. So use that as a guide, just in case. Okay, so those are tightened up now, and yes, using the guides do work from the other holes on the old part, because yeah, you don't know what's back here. I thought for sure that screw was going to be gone. Also, I want to make note that the airbag stuff is sitting pretty much directly above all this, so try to be careful, especially around those areas or those wires there. I mean, yeah, you don't want that to happen. Okay, so here's our harness somewhere. There we go. Sorry about that. And we'll just simply plug that right back on. Okay, it's snapped on. And that's all there is to it. So, moment of truth. Alright, so it's off, obviously. I have it set to 1 already, so let's go ahead and turn it on. Yes. 2. Yes. 3. Yes. And of course, 4. All right. That could have been a lot worse. Like I said, a lot of times you might have to actually tear out the entire bottom of the dashboard or something to get to that. But that was actually pretty easy on this vehicle. So that's really all there is to it. The only complications that I found with this one was at first trying to get that harness to disconnect, because the tab and the space is actually kind of tight, so you might need 2 hands for that. And of course the screws. So once you're done, it looks like the glove box already has the notches to just slide right on up. Or not, you might need to use both hands. Squeeze in the sides. Okay, and that's all there is to it. So, first repair with my Escape. It was about $27 or something. So, wish they were all that easy. Alright, well, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.